Alright. I was gonna send out an email to everybody, but decided I'd do a video blog thing instead. So I just wanted to talk about a film that I just watched. The film is called uh, The Great Cancer Hoax, and it's basically about a doctor who cures cancer. And his name is Stanislaw Brzezinski. And in case you haven't figured it out, if there was a cure, a cancer cure, a cure for cancer is not in the best interests of the FDA, which is a very highly corrupt government agency. Um, from what I've been learning recently, I've found several very highly effective cancer treatments that nobody knows about. I can go into them later, but there's overwhelming proof and evidence that these are highly effective forms of cancer treatment. So people don't know about these other alternative cancer treatments, so they're pretty much tricked into getting radiated with chemotherapy, cancer drug, like chemotherapy drugs like lidocaine, which was FDA approved in 1970, doxorubicin, which was approved in 1987, etoposide, which was approved in 1983, and cisplatin, which was approved in 1978. And as you can hear by the dates, how old these drugs are, these are still the cutting edge cancer treatments still utilized today in 2011. And so you might ask yourself, where's all this cutting edge research? Like statistically, the United Cancer Institute has an annual budget of $5.2 million, and I've been guilty of donating money to them. Those little wristbands that you buy, and we all have. So you're wondering, where's all this money going if they're still using this old stuff, these old drugs from the 70s and the 80s? Well, in this film about Dr. Brzezinski, talks about where they spend a fortune on trying to destroy this doctor who cured cancer. In fact, they spent about $60 million in legal fees trying to bury this man. So yeah, this movie is about a brilliant individual, or this movie is about what any brilliant individual would have to go through if they do cure cancer. And this particular cancer treatment was invented by Dr. Stanislaw Brzezinski, and he developed a peptide called antinoplastins, and basically he figured out that people who were sick with cancer were missing a certain peptide in their blood, this certain antinoplastin, and people who were healthy, did not have cancer, had plenty of this peptide in their blood. So he wanted to figure out how he could get these anti-neoplastins into the cancer patients, and then hopefully they would start. What it is a gene marker. It's a gene. It turns on and off genes. So it would turn on the genes that fight tumors, and it would turn off the genes that help the cancers. And healthy people have those in abundance, but people who get cancer don't. So if you watch this video, by the way, the video is only free. The video is free today and tomorrow. That's it. So I know it's a really short window, but they're just trying to promote it, to get it out, and so people like me watch it, and get people like you to watch it, and hopefully purchase the film, because the money is going to a good cause. It's going to the doctor who cured cancer, and not the government. So, I mean, if you watch it, you'll see these families who fought cancer and what they went through. There's certain parts of the movie, like I had tears rolling down my eyes seeing these families, and I mean, as a little child, one individual fighting this cancer using Dr. Brzezinski's treatment, now they're adults and they have children of their own, and they're fine, they're cancer free, and the standard chemo was killing them, and I mean you'll see it in the movie if you watch it. I mean it was an awesome, very good movie, documentary. So when Doctor, I'm just gonna kind of explain a little bit of the movie in case you don't have time to watch it. Hopefully you do. But Dr. Brzezinski, when he developed this drug, um, he went the legal route. He knew what the laws were in Texas. This is where his facility was, his office, and he had a nice legal team, and they knew what they had to do. And the law said that he could treat people in Texas as long as he didn't ship the medicine outside of Texas. But then the whole country started finding out about this treatment. So more and more people started to come to Texas to get this treatment. And it just talks about then the state of Texas, the medical board, finding out about this, and they pretty much tried to revoke his license, and then it failed because there was overwhelming proof that it was curing people. They tried again. It failed again because more and more patients were coming forward and saying, no, this man cured me, you're not going to take away his license. They tried again and again, and it was like, why are they trying so hard? What's going on? And it became soon became very evident that it wasn't the state of Texas doing this. It was the Federal Drug Administration, the Food and Drug Administration doing this, the FDA, putting pressure on the Texas Board of Medicine. And this was in the mainstream media about the FDA putting this pressure on the state of Texas to do this. So while they were busy putting the pressure on Dr. Brzezinski, they were also on the medical board of Texas. They were also trying to they're trying even harder to destroy Dr. Brzezinski, and they tried putting him in prison. Basically what happened was the FDA and the Big Pharma, they quickly realized that if Dr. Brzezinski's discovery had a fair review process, not only would the chemotherapy and the radiation industry dwindle into obscurity, it would financially cripple the industry. And all that income coming, all that $5.2 billion in research would then kind of funnel to one person, to Dr. Brzezinski, and because that's what he needed. I mean, his research was very effective. It wasn't the best, but that was because he didn't have the finances. But he was making it perfect. He was getting better and better. I mean, way more people were surviving off his treatments than any chemo drug. Chemo drugs that have been around since the 70s, that they still use. It's ridiculous. But they even raided his manufacturing facility, his office. They took all the medical records. I mean, he was fighting so hard. But you'll see all this in the movie. Basically, we just need to figure out that we all need to get into this new consciousness that, we have a right to live. We have a God-given right to live, and if you get people who do what the mainstream doctors tell them to do, which is go on chemo if they have cancer, that by doing this, they're adding fuel to the fire of this corruption, which then energizes this whole big, humongous, just corrupt industry. I mean, not even communist countries like Romania stop their doctors from treating people. And here in the United States of America, if one man cures cancer, the federal government will spend taxpayer dollars to try to stop it. Well, if you can try and watch the movie, it's very well put together, and after, I believe, after tomorrow, I believe on the 14th, it goes on sale, and it's pretty cheap. I'll put on the link somewhere the websites where you can watch this video, and then I think it's StanlessBerzinskiMovie.com or something like that, and then you can also purchase it, and this money will go to him. The movie does end nicely because after the FDA, I mean, they went through so many core battles in this movie. You'll see from the FDA and everything, the National Cancer Institute, and he won every single time. I mean, it's a good movie to watch. So I hope you watch it, and thank you, peace and love.